Kick-ass facts! Pew 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 pew! We are taking a break from the oftentimes illegal and highly unethical scientific experiments because that shit got dark quick. I needed a break. Back in the olden days, when men had committed the unnatural deed of carnal lewdness with an animal, the animal was considered compliant and was therefore charged, convicted, and executed along with the human. That was, however, until 1750, when a man named Jacques Ferron was caught with a female donkey and put on trial. Fortunately for the donkey, character witnesses came forward to say they had known the defendant for many years, and they had always found her to be virtuous and well-behaved. The donkey was acquitted and set free. No one came forward to speak for Jacques. He was burned at the stake. If a sea sponge is broken up into tiny pieces, the pieces will grow into clones of the parent sponge with the exact same DNA as its parent's DNA. In fact, if you were to put a live sponge in a blender, blend it up, and put the blended sponge back in the sea, they would come together to form a new sponge and likely seek vengeance. There are only 4 words in the English language that end with D-O-U-S: horrendous, tremendous, hazardous, and stupendous. A condition formerly known as retrograde cricopharyngeus dysfunction, RCPD, is a relatively uncommon condition in which affected patients are unable to do this: A, fart, B, burp, C, whistle, or D, do this with their tongue. Correct answer is B, burp. The cricopharyngeus muscle, nailed it, is the circular gate between the throat and the esophagus. It normally remains tightly closed, but opens to allow the passage of foods and liquids while swallowing. It should also open to allow the release of excess gas in the form of a burp. I thought I had one, but I didn't. In patients with what is now known as no burp syndrome, this does not happen and gas becomes trapped in the esophagus or stomach. Aside from the inability to burp, they will often suffer from gurgling noises from the throat or neck, often uncontrollable and audible to others, uncomfortable pressure sensations in the chest or neck, abdominal bloating, or excessive flatulence. A Botox injection to the cricopharyngeus muscle 3 times remains the standard treatment for this condition and is curative in 80 to 90% of patients. This injection is performed through the mouth and is traditionally done in the operating room under general anesthesia. The Ig Nobel Prize is a satiric prize awarded annually since 1991 to celebrate 10 unusual or trivial achievements in scientific research. The recent winners, a geologist won the chemistry and the geology prize for his research into why many scientists like to lick rocks. According to him, scientists licked rocks as it's easier to tell the type when it's wet. He demonstrated the scientific approach by licking a 400 million year old trilobite, it's doing so well, during his online acceptance speech. The literature prize went to a team of researchers who were offered congratulations and congratulations and congratulations and congratulations and congratulations for their research into déjà vu, the experience of finding a familiar thing unfamiliar in the repetition of language. The researchers found that about 2/3 of people reported feeling peculiar when they repeated the same word about 30 times. The medicine prize was awarded for research into how many nose hairs are in each person's nostrils. Using dead bodies in their investigation, the winning team found that there are around 120 nose hairs in the average person's left nostril and 112 in their right. This work will be used to investigate how the immune systems of people with alopecia, a condition that causes hair loss, are affected by a lack of nose hairs. Research into brain activity when a person speaks backward won the Ig Nobel Communication Prize, while the Public Health Prize was awarded to a urologist who invented the Stanford Toilet, a device that analyzes excrement, recognizing users by their anal print, an identifier as unique as a fingerprint, apparently. Japanese scientists won the Nutrition Prize for their research into how electrification can affect the taste of food, finding that it increased users' perception of saltiness. American psychologists won the Psychology Prize for investigating how members of a crowd looked up if they saw other people doing so, while the Education Prize was awarded for research into how teachers' boredom affects the boredom of students in a classroom. Finally, the Physics Prize went to a team who investigated how the sexual activity of anchovies impacts ocean water mixing and the global circulation of ocean currents. The ceremony was accompanied by many non-opera songs with no plot, sung in an operatic way about water, as well as an annual paper plane throwing event. How do I get an invitation?